Good afternoon. My name is Christine. I'm Pathways Guide for one of the Pathways Guides for Division E, District 84. And today I'm going to talk about meeting roles because I've had several people that have asked me about that. And let me go here to my base camp. I'm going to log in as the base camp, the Pathways Guide. If I wanted to log in as a member of a club, I would find it here. And if I was a member of more than one club, I would find those clubs listed here. So I'm going to log in as a guide. If I changed it, it would ask me if I want to do that, and I would have to say yes. So now we're going to log in as a guide. And I've had several people ask me questions about roles. And I know in the Legacy program, we had the leadership manual, and it gave members, new members, something they could do almost at every meeting. You can do this role, you can check something off the list. You're making your way towards being a competent leader. And it was really kind of a nice tool to help them get into it, to learn about the manuals, and to feel like they were making good progress, even if they weren't doing a lot of speeches right at the beginning. So with the Pathways program, that's no longer going to occur. If you want to keep track of those things, there's Free Toast Host and there's Easy Speak, which tells you how many times you've completed each program. But here in Pathways, I'm going to go to this icon, which is now my picture. And if I click on that, it will ask me if I want to go to my account. Whoops. And here I am at my account. I am listed as a club member and a Pathways Guide here. And it tells me things about myself. And how long I've been a member since 2010. It's almost coming up on 8 full years in September 1st. My credentials, if I'm a mentor yet, no, I am a guide. And I have been assigned 9 clubs, and here's my list of the 9 clubs. But what I want you to look at is this. This column here is talking about the roles in Toastmasters. And as you can see, I've filled out all of these roles that I have done at various times. And then this is Pathways Guide information. But these cannot be changed. So let me take you back up to the top, and we're going to go to the gear icon and hit the My Account button. And here you have places for your time zone, your name, and here you can actually change the date when you were the counter, the general evaluator, the speech evaluator, all of the different positions. Now, to complete level 3, you must have been an evaluator. You have to have evaluated to pass level 1. In level 2, you have to handle a table topics discussion as the table topics master. And then in level 3, you have to have been a Toastmaster. So your VPE will be checking your profile to see when those 3 things were completed. And they should also be able to verify that, because most of us are members of one club, and we kind of know when our members have completed that role. We can also find it on the Free Toast Host site, and I believe on the Easy Speak, which I'm not really familiar with, but we can check it there. So those things have to be completed, and it is your Pathways Base Camp Manager that needs to verify them. So that's a little bit about the meeting roles, and I know you want people to have that feeling of accomplishment that they have with the CL manual, but as they progress through Pathways, level 1 is fairly quick and easy to do. You only have 3 projects in there. The first one is 1 speech, the second one is 2 speeches and evaluation, and the third project is the research and eval. And a lot of people ask about doing the icebreakers over and over again. So in order to answer that, I'm going to go to the Core Competencies page, and that would be, let me go back here to my home page. always forget pressing home doesn't work. The drop down has to work. So I'm going to go to my Pathways Guide tasks and open that curriculum. And here you can see everything that I have finished. Reading other resources is where we're going to go right now. And the reason it's not complete is because the question and answer always takes us back to being less than 100% every time something new is added to it. But I'm going to go here to Pathways, Paths, and Core Competencies, which as a Pathways Guide I have access to. Whoops. I don't want the transcript. I want to actually hit the, I just clicked on the wrong thing. I'm going to actually click on the icon or the launch button so that I can see that. And here it comes. And let me open this up a little bit more. And I'm sure that you have all seen this. Here are your 10 paths. And let me see if I can maybe make this just a tad bit smaller so that you can see all of it. Okay. I'm going to open it up all the way. All right. These are your core competencies. When they ask people what they most were interested in, public speaking came up, interpersonal relationships, or communication came up second, strategic leadership came up third, management fourth, and of course, confidence is what you gain from experiences in the others. The difference between strategic leadership and management is that in level 3, you're learning how to plan something. You're learning to look at the details and make sure that you know what you're doing and what you need to be a successful program. And then management is how to actually manage the personnel and make sure that everything is proceeding on the schedule that you've set it up to proceed on. Down just a tad. Then the rest of it is, the next 10 pages are the 10 paths. And I said I was going to speak about the icebreaker. These are the same in every single project. So if you have done 20 icebreakers, you still have to do one more to start this project. And it's really not as redundant or superfluous as some people make it out to be, because every time you do an icebreaker, you're telling people something about yourself, and you've changed. Every time you have completed a program, completed a manual, just lived your life as long as it took you to make this accomplishment, you have changed. And so the icebreaker should reflect that. And since you're starting something new and a new path, perhaps if you're very comfortable at icebreakers, you could tell them what you want to do, what you want to learn, why you've chosen this, how it will help you. And so it doesn't have to be same old, my name is and blah, blah, blah. But you can tell them what you're planning to do and how Pathways has helped you come to the point where you realize you need this, or why you've come to the point in your life where you see, I have a need for this, or what you hope to accomplish in it. So it really is a good platform for you to tell people not only about yourself, but about what you've chosen and why. Then the evaluation and feedback. I've done a lot of feedbacks, but I still feel like I am not a perfect person at giving back feedback. And so you probably are the same. Looking at the evaluation and feedback is refreshing. It's insightful. The more experience you have, the more things you've seen, the more evaluations you've listened to, the more things you've learned. And this is just another way to help you review, evaluate, look at new strategies, and then to give feedback and to have some constructive comments on how you might be even better. And I don't think we ever get done feeling like we could learn a little bit more and do an even better job at evaluation. And then research and presenting. It's a speech on anything you want to research and present about. So these are the fundamentals. When you get to the second one, you do understanding your leadership style or understanding your communication style. They are the same, again, in all of the pathways. you will have one or the other depending on which path you've chosen. And it never hurts to revisit this and to see how you understand yourself now and what you can do to understand yourself better, to improve your understanding, to learn new things about yourself. And so these are also always basic. And then introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. And as a mentor, you want to be an effective mentor. You want to know what your mentor should be doing for you. And so these are also things that are required in every program or every pathway. They are reminders. They may be reviews, but you should look at them as opportunities to explore who you are, how you're using the Pathways program, what you want to achieve with it, how you can improve yourself. Then, when you get to level 3, there's one required project in dynamic leadership, and that's negotiating your best outcome. Then you have 2 more projects that are in themselves electives, and you can look at each one of these. I know it's kind of difficult. You want to know what's in each one, and so I'm including a link in this email, and it's a website that I found, and it has every elective and every project, and you just click on it, and it opens up the purpose and the evaluation and a little bit about how it's done. And so that's the best thing I found, and like I said, I will include the link in this email so that you can go ahead and click on each one of these, like what do you have to do, particularly in delivering social speeches or using presentation software. Now you can find this in the navigator, that you have to click on it and then click down and it goes to another section, and you might find that a little cumbersome and time consuming if you just want to quickly look at everything and what it entails. And so that website that I'm going to include the link for will give you that, and I'll also include a link just to this Pathways. It's called Core Paths and Core Competencies, so that if you aren't familiar with it or you want to look at it again, it's going to be available for you. And I'll also put this up on YouTube, and my YouTube name is CD Squatcher. Comes from the word Sasquatch, which is the Bigfoot. And yes, I'm into cryptozoology, and when you study the Sasquatch, they abbreviate it to being a squatcher. So that's where the CD Squatcher comes from. It's a little bit odd, but I'll put the link up there for you so you don't have to struggle with that information. And I will see you next time. You all have a great day, and thank you for joining me.